So what is the Matrix? And how do we hack it? Most of you have seen the famous movie by the Wachowski brothers, self-titled, The Matrix. And it's become a bit of a symbol and archetype for the new culture and the new community and the new evolution that we've seen unleashed since about the 1950s on, which is interested in new cultural modalities and new society organizations. And I consider myself a part of that. Whatever that means, it's very broad. But what is the Matrix? What is the Matrix? I'll define it for myself, and I'd love to hear your definition in the comments of what you think it is. The Matrix for me is the bundled and accumulated set of mores, customs, taboos, and traditions from past human culture. And they've amalgamated and formed this society and the culture that we see around us. And why it's maybe taken on a negative sense, or when we say the Matrix, it's like, ugh, you don't really want to be a part of the Matrix, or if things are full of resistance, it's like the Matrix. Well, this might be because we're running old cultural operating systems. We're running old societal software. It's outdated, and it can't keep up with how fast the world is changing now. I heard Jordan Peterson the other day talking to this intellectual somewhere on the East Coast, as academics do, which I love Jordan Peterson, by the way. But he was talking about how we're at a fulcrum point in the culture, in the society. He was talking just kind of about the Canadian and American cultures. But a fulcrum point is a turning point where there's a lot of leverage and there's kind of an axis where things are shifting. And I believe that's true. I believe he's picking up on it from the academic angle and his work with, gender identity, the alt-right, Marxism, and how that deals with postmodernism. I'm not so interested in all those heady concepts. I'm just really zoomed out, looking at evolution, looking at my own life and my journey from Texas to California, my journey from California to Southeast Asia and back. And the Matrix for me is a lot of cultural baggage, conditioning, and packaging that is enclosed around us. So that's great, cool. We've identified what the Matrix could be. How do we hack it? How do we hack in and change things how we see fit? Hacking actually is a very powerful, maybe almost spiritual practice. I consider myself a technologist, a techie, although my technical skills are nowhere near something like a hacker, a computer programmer, all that stuff you hear about. But I know enough to be dangerous. Hacking for me is a very empowering activity. Hacking is a very self-actualizing activity because you're taking a set of systems around you and you're reconfiguring them, often using back and side doors, not always the front door. You're reconfiguring them as you see fit. And if we can reconfigure reality as we see fit, in fact, I feel like I'm doing it right now with my language. Language is a type of coding and hacking that I recently posted about. But you can also do it with business, entrepreneurship, I feel like is one of the main ways to hack the Matrix, because the Matrix is built on an economic system. Another way is your life itself, your lifestyle is a way to hack it and take back power in your life. It's really where your energy is coming from and how you're gonna organize and use your energy. This for me is how to hack and take back energy into your narrative. It's about your narrative inside the Matrix. I'm not so interested in living off grid and leaving everything behind as some more radical people I apparently do that go off grid. I think the closest thing to that is where I'll be for a month very soon, just Costa Rica, who has one of the most sustainable energy grids in the world and has a huge organic food and permaculture movement. But they're still creating a new matrix, a new and more sustainable matrix. So it's not about leaving the matrix. That's why I'm interested in hacking it. So I'd love if you post in the comments and tell me how you hack the matrix. What do you do to hack it? Are you using social media to hack it? Are you using your job? Are you using your family? And hopefully you're hacking it to create it in a way that is more fitting to what you would want to see in the world, which is something that looks like this for me. More cooperation, more authenticity, more transparency, more integrity, more honesty. This all starts with communication, and I believe it then builds into relationships, families, partnerships, raising children, education, economics, and eventually at a societal cultural level. This is a grassroots type of thing. Change your language, change your reality. Tell me what you think about the Matrix in the comments. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful week on this moon day, this Monday. Let me know how you're hacking reality and hacking the Matrix for the better. Sat Nam.